Hello, welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today's video is both nostalgic and also a little bittersweet for me. It's no secret at this point if you've watched basically any of my videos. I love wizards. I love the concept of magic. I love the idea of being able to shoot fireballs out of my fingertips or summon creatures by saying a few words, doing some hand movements, maybe sprinkling some dust or whatever. That kind of stuff is really cool to me. So naturally, as a kid, when I found out about a game called Wizard101, I was super hyped. I was excited. Little did little me know how predatory of a monetization strategy this game would utilize. See, I'll dive a little bit into the story, or the basic story that gets you hooked into the game, just for some context. See, the game opens up with a wizard named Merle Ambrose and his owl, Gamma, peering into a crystal ball and seeing the figure of a young wizard appear in front of them. This is basically how the character customization begins. You first get asked a series of quiz questions that will determine what school of magic you will end up in. Fortunately, it does also give you the opportunity to dismiss your quiz options, if I remember correctly, and just choose a school on your own. But what it does do, though, then after that, then you get to customize your character, and while you don't get to type in whatever name you want, you do get a series of dials that have a wide variety of words on them for you to make your name out of. Like, as an example, the character I've used throughout all of my childhood was Arthur Hocksteed. Anyways, after that, then you get a tutorial where you get a rundown of the basic mechanics of combat, because in the game it is a turn-based, card-based combat system where each turn you use mana and power points, or pips as they're called, to cast spells at your enemies or to apply effects to either them or to yourself to reduce damage, increase damage, or do a wide variety of other things. The game's story follows your initial time at the wizarding school Ravenwood, during which, right as you are arriving, however, the school is under attack by Malastare. Malastare is the former necromancy teacher at Ravenwood. He kind of goes off the rails and dives into some unorthodox and unethical magic in an attempt to bring his dead wife Sylvia back to life. And then basically, the game is set in a world where basically you travel from area to area by using basically you gain access to something called the spiral. The spiral is basically deep in the lore of the game. Long ago, the world was whole and was one. However, basically, the children of the grandfather tree, Barnaby, fought and basically caused the world to fracture. And so basically, Barnaby and his sister, the Raven, basically worked together to kind of keep the worlds together in a spiral shape. And so basically, Wizard City is at the center of the spiral, and the game sees you going outwards from the spiral center or to other worlds along the spiral, tracking down information about what Malastare is doing, trying to help out the citizens of each area, uncovering secrets, fighting bad guys, trying to put a stop to Malastare's plan. But here's the thing about that, right? A lot of the gameplay you'll be seeing in this video looks fun, it looks enjoyable, right? Now, yes, for the entirety of this gameplay footage, I was using a free-to-play account, and that is very crucial. See, Wizard101 has a very old, outdated, and kind of scummy monetization strategy. Basically the first part of the story, where you're fighting, or you're basically trying to help restore order in Wizard City, a lot of that is available to you for free. You can explore a bunch of different streets, encounter a wide variety of enemies, level up and unlock new spells, and it's a lot of fun. Go shopping in the shopping district, do some crafting, do some alchemy, and maybe if you are diligent with maybe you're grinding, doing all the side quests to the best of your ability, you might be able to get to the point where maybe you unlock gardening on free to play. I don't know if that's locked behind paid membership or not. Then there's one area in Wizard City that is locked behind, because basically the way that it works is as you play through the game, you encounter areas that you cannot go to, but you can gain access to them by spending a premium in-game currency called crowns to permanently gain access to that area forever. Or you can buy a membership that, as long as the membership is active, you gain access to the entire game. Rather than just that one area. See, this is unfortunate because in Wizard City, the only area that is like that is the neighborhood of Colossus Boulevard. Other places in Wizard City used to be like that way back in the day. Like, what was it? Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley used to be locked behind paywalls as well. But over the years, a lot of Wizard City has become free to play. You don't have to pay anything to experience a lot of it, except for Colossus Boulevard. However, Colossus Boulevard is not a main part of the story. It is a fun little bit of side content that is more challenging than all the other content in Wizard City up to that point. See, you can go through the initial chapter of the game not realizing this paywall issue, right? It's not until you gain access to traveling across the spiral and move on to the next area, which is Krokotopia, an area that, as a kid, I was super excited for. Because, to explain, okay, as a kid, there were three things I loved. Fantasticalized versions of ancient Egypt, wizardry, and pirates. Krokotopia is basically it's a fantasy version of ancient Egypt, with crocodiles and salamanders filling in as slaves, pharaohs, etc. As a kid, when I saw this, I was very excited to explore Krokotopia. Until I found out that, actually, basically a lot of Krokotopia is locked behind a paywall. And not just one paywall. If you do go the premium currency route, several paywalls to experience all of the main content of Krokotopia. Now, fortunately, they have mitigated this slightly, as now you can purchase bundles of areas in what they call arc passes, where basically, because after you defeat Malastare, obviously because this is an MMO or a massively multiplayer online game, there is no ending the story. Threats just get bigger, level caps get higher, enemies get tougher, there's more things to do, more places to explore. The point is for you to keep playing forever if they can manage it. So, arc passes, basically defeating Malistaire, is arc 1 of the story of Wizard101. The arc pass for arc 1 will grant you access to basically all of the areas in arc 1. There used to be just recently there were some issues because Wizard101 also just launched on consoles. There were some issues where the arc passes did not grant access to things like Colossus Boulevard and things. But basically, that was not an option back in the day. Now, as a young kid, basically, obviously, I did not have my own money or a decent grasp of money to basically understand, okay, this game is going to get expensive quick. So, I basically, and I wouldn't say harassed is the right word. I bugged my mom into buying areas for me so I could explore Krokotopia when I was younger. Eventually, it got to a point where doing the monthly membership was cheaper than continuing to buy areas, because I played the game for several months as a kid before, or life carried me elsewhere. I got distracted by other games coming out, and like different things came out that I was more interested in than Wizard101. But it is a game that I have such nostalgia for, and yet, because like, not only are crowns used for buying areas, crowns can also be used for buying in resource or card packs to gain access to more powerful spells, reagents for crafting potions and different things. You can also use them to buy mounts, whether that be permanent ones, or you can also buy mounts that are on a timer where once you activate them, the timer starts ticking down and like they will last between like a day or a week. And like the crown shop is very aggressively in your face. Like there's always constantly a button to go to the crown shop on your screen. And like the amount of scummy monetization in this game is awful. Which is why I'm also glad that I'm now an adult who, although by most people's standards, considering I have hundreds of video games, but basically by most people's standards, I would not be viewed as a wise spender with my money. But also, my life situation at the age that I'm at is a lot different than most people my age. And so basically I have the luxury and the freedom to spend my money like that. But basically, fortunately now that I'm older and have a better grasp of money, I can see, okay, this is getting expensive, there are other games I want to buy, I'm going to stop playing Wizard101 for a while. And then like cancel my membership, don't buy the crowns originally I was thinking of buying, and then from there I can just move on, play other games, and only come back when I'm feeling nostalgic. Which is why I said that this video would be bittersweet. I have such nostalgia, such fondness, I have such great memories with this game, and yet sitting back and realizing just how predatory this game is with how it monetizes things, it's downright disgusting, but nostalgia and my love of wizards keeps me coming back. And that's all I've got to say about Wizard101. Oh wait, no. Cut that out, CJ. But despite all that, Wizard101 does offer a few accessibility things, mostly with UI scale adjustments and adjusting certain like keyboard shortcuts, and like there are certain things that would normally require like a click and hold, or maybe several clicks in a row, that like you can set maybe that for a double click of your mouse or something. And like those options are nice. But beyond that, the game really doesn't have any accessibility settings. I mean, there are some text chat related settings, like say adjusting the speed that new messages appear in the text box and things like that. But like those are standard things for games with text chat and different things like that. And to be fair, one nice thing about Wizard101 is that, well, yes, this game wants you to have handed it to your wallet yesterday. This game is still fairly forgiving in some aspects, because see, when you lose in battle, you wake up back in the hub area of the world that you were in, and your health and mana will regenerate over time slowly, but you also gain access to elixir bottles. Now, yes, in the crown shop, unfortunately, or fortunately, if money is an object to you, in the crown shop you can buy elixirs, you can buy more elixirs, you can buy more elixir flasks, etc. That part is annoying to me. And like you can buy elixir refills just so you don't have to, but basically, because the way that you refill your elixir without paying money is you go play mini games. Fortunately, a lot of them are, fortunately, like, except for a handful, a lot of them are like puzzle games or like matching games. And those are kinds of games that I really enjoy just sitting down for a little bit and playing. And so it is a nice little break to refill my elixir bottles, we'll play some mini games for a second, go back to what I was doing. That part is nice, and that does make the game a little more forgiving at times. But beyond that, the game really doesn't offer much in terms of accessibility, which is unfortunate. But that's the state of the game, and the game has been out for about 20 years. And considering the fact that it just released on console, and various things point to, and like this game is clearly still very popular, that ain't gonna change anytime soon. That's all I've got to say about Wizard101. At some point, because my upload schedule is still rather jumbled, at some point I should have a video about Link to Banner of the Spark Up. It's a cool, cozy, roguelike town building game involving a bunch of robots.